I guess it's almost the holiday season. And even if we don't have a lot planned or many social events to attend, it's often fun to make something new for this time of year. Today I'm going to show you something that I have made. It's decidedly untraditional, and I'll also show you how I used a croquis to maybe make this make a touch more successful. Welcome to my channel. I'm Janine. This is Janine Sews, and I talk about sewing for a woman over 50. We are at the time of the year when, we occasionally have a social event to attend. This year we have nothing fancy that we're going to. Nothing where I need a dress or anything especially frilly or using fancy fabric. We've got a couple of things that are happening, and it's always nice to have something new for the holidays. So I looked at what I have in my wardrobe, keeping in mind that I am trying to only add things that will be versatile and will be worn for more than one occasion. And decided that what would work best for me is a little top. Not a long sleeve top, a little top that will be cool when I need it to be cool. And I can throw a jacket on or a sweater or a cardigan if it's a little bit chilly. Now, I'm at a point in life, as are many of you, where we go somewhere, we have a drink or we eat something hot or spicy, and all of a sudden, it's just too darned hot. And I just can't wear really warm things if I'm going to be indoors. So, decided that I was going to sew a sleeveless or short sleeve top for holiday season 2024. One of the goals that I wrote down on my sheet for 2024 was to start using a croquis more often. Many of you have used croquis or you're aware of them. If you're not, a croquis is a simple line drawing, like a sketch, that is the shape of something or a silhouette. And they're used a lot in fashion to show the shape of something. It's like the little paper dolls that we worked with when we were kids. You've got a shape of the doll, and then you put clothes on top. I had tried drawing a croquis of myself a couple of years ago, and I wasn't really successful. I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't draw it so that I could use it. And then I realized that as part of my Cashmerette Club All Access membership, I had access to my body model, which is a program where you make the croquis to suit your body, to represent your body. So several months ago, probably in the spring, I created my croquis, entered all of my measurements. I could move things around. I have quite long legs, and I also apparently have long arms, so I could make those changes. And then I wound up with this sketch that is my body, and I use that as the base. And I am trying. I've done a couple of these now where I've added a garment onto the croquis before I decided to sew it. I did that the first time when I made the tunic from the Tunic Bible. And that was just a couple of months ago. Last month, here is the croquis that I made. And I made this before I sewed. And here is me in the top. I think it looks pretty, like it's a pretty good representation. So there was no surprise when I looked at it. It didn't necessarily look like something that I would see on the back of a pattern envelope. It looked like me, and that made me happy. So this turned out quite well. And when I started thinking about what pattern I wanted to use to make a top, I decided to do a croquis first. I decided I was going to try to use the Cashmerette Avola. Avola. It's Cashmerette Club pattern. But I wanted to do a croquis first. So here is my croquis with pants. I'm wearing pants in this, crop pants. Then I just traced off the line drawing of the pattern. I traced this by putting a piece of tissue paper on top of my computer screen, and I just traced it off. And then I made sure that the measurements were the same. So I measured the, like the hips and made sure it was the same. And then I just stuck this on here and I looked at it and I said, oh yeah, that's cute. Sure is short though. Like it's way too short on me. So I decided to sew this pattern, but I knew that I was going to have to lengthen it for me to like the way that it looks. I tend to like things that are like here. See the difference there? And this was there. So that helped me to make a decision about what pattern I wanted to use and to know what general adjustments I wanted to make. I looked at a lot of different fabrics before I decided which one I wanted to use. There's so many crazy, fun party fabrics this year available in stores and in fabric stores. Lots of sequins and stuff, but as much as I love shiny things, it just doesn't get worn. So I looked at a fabric store that I had not shopped at before, and it was one of the stores that was a sponsor of Calgary Frocktails this year. So they had sent a coupon, and I thought, well, why not take a look at this company and use the coupon? And it's Former and Ladder Fabrics in Edmonton, which is 3 hours north of Calgary. And they had this line of Nerida Hansen fabrics, and the colors are just gorgeous. And this particular fabric is cotton satin, so it's 100% cotton. It's like 115 grams per square meter, so it's quite lightweight. And it's not shiny like satin, but it has a little bit of sheen to it, and it feels a little, it feels very, a little slick, like a satin would. While I was waiting for the fabric to arrive, it just took a couple of days, I redid my Croquis and made the top longer, and I kind of put what I thought the fabric was going to look like on it. So I'm going to pop that up here. I think it turned out to be a pretty good representation, and it helped me to have a much better idea of what this was going to look like once it was on my body. So let me show you the top. Here we are. This is the Cashmerette, Avola, or Avola top that also comes in a dress length. 1-piece front, 2-piece back. It's fully lined, and the version that I made has these wide straps that are designed to cover your bra straps. Fairly successful. Not 100% successful, but I wouldn't be embarrassed to wear it. So I picked my proper size, and I wanted to make sure that it had plenty of space. So I made the waist a little bit bigger so I can sit in it comfortably, because I'm going to be wearing this most likely when I'm sitting a lot at dinners and in restaurants, things like that. I like that it's cut so far up here, so no worries about any gaping whatsoever. And it totally covers your bra on the side here. Also, this is about where my arm starts. And for a lot of us, our arms don't start here. So it just there's just nice coverage there. Most of the time, I think I have to lengthen the arm side on Cashmerette. I don't think that I have to here. It doesn't seem to be pulling, but I'll tell you what happens a lot of the time is I record videos when I make a garment, and I take a bunch of pictures, and it isn't until I'm editing the video when I say, oh my gosh, that doesn't look right. So if it doesn't look right, I will notice it later. So it's not that I'm completely ignorant to where I haven't made things fit perfectly. It's just like anything. Until you really look at it in the mirror and you see yourself moving in it, you don't necessarily notice where there were fitting challenges. Now, I don't necessarily go back and change things if I notice fitting challenges later, but it does help me to alter the pattern for the next time I use it. Anyway, that was a huge aside. But I've seen some comments on forums about, things that fit that we who use Instagram and YouTube post, and yeah, a lot of the time the camera sees things that we don't with our own eyes. Anyway, so this top went together super quickly. The lining goes to here, and it's just a self-lining. There is nothing tricky about this pattern. The only thing that takes a few extra minutes is you baste on the straps and then you decide if they're going to give you the coverage that you want. Now, next time, I would make the straps a little bit wider. Most of us have different bras from different companies, and the bras have different shapes. And there are certainly some of my bras that I wear all the time where this strap will not cover, no matter how well I align it. So I think that I would make the straps just a touch longer, or sorry, a touch wider, especially in the back, even if I shape them in the back, to have better coverage. So it was a very fast make. I think it would be cute as a dress. I like this fabric very much for it. I think that because this is relatively close fitting and it's self-lined, then you have to be kind of careful to make sure that you don't use a fabric that's going to grab at your undergarments and get stuck when you move your arms around, when you're yelling, hooray, it's New Year's Eve or whatever it may be. But this is, yeah, it's going to be very comfortable for me to wear out for dinners, to any holiday parties, well into the winter. And I won't feel that this is something that I have to put away at the end of the season. Once I finished the top, I took it into my wardrobe to see what this works with that I already have. And I was really pleased to see that these colors work with so many other pieces that I already own. In particular, this goes really well with the Cashmerette Club Esmond cargo pants that I made last spring. Now, those are lightweight pants. I'm not going to be wearing them in the dead of winter, but then this top can be worn in warm weather and cool weather. So I think that this will be something that gets worn casual days out or even casual dinners. This also works with a couple of cardigans that I have made in the past years, and with a blazer, with ready-to-wear pants that I have, and with me-made pants. This has black and navy in it, so it's a super good match. I was going to say versatile, but I've said versatile too many times. This is a really good match for a lot of things that are already in my wardrobe. I think this was a good choice. I'm glad that I made it. This is a Cashmerette Club pattern, and I have been a member of the Cashmerette Club at the all-access level for about 1.5 years now. Cashmerette patterns are designed for sizes 0 to 32 with cup sizes C through H. When I found Cashmerette patterns, it made my life so much easier because I didn't have to do FBAs and I didn't have to do the sway back adjustment. I still have to make some changes. I have to lengthen things in certain places, but all of the heavy lifting is done, which is why I like using these patterns. And the instructions are also very good. If you're interested in exploring Cashmerette Club, from November 22nd through 30th, 2024, Cashmerette has a Black Friday special. And if you purchase an all-access membership, an annual all-access membership, and you use my special code, which is down below, you will also receive a free Cashmerette PDF pattern of your choice. Now, as a Cashmerette Club member, you have access to all of the club patterns all the time. As long as you're a member, you have access to all of them, whether they were released when the club started or yesterday. This free gift will give you a free regular Cashmerette pattern, because Cashmerette releases regular patterns that are available to everyone for purchase, plus the club patterns. As a member of the club, you also have access to a forum where people post things. It's a private forum. There are monthly live events where Jenny Rushmore is there, and she actually completely responds to questions and comments. It's very different from dealing with a really big pattern company. And there are also master classes that you can watch at your leisure. And those will delve into very specific fitting issues and help you to finesse your makes. So if you're interested in that, again, The link is down below. You just follow the instructions, click on my link and add the free gift to your cart, and then go and complete your all access purchase, and then you'll receive an email pretty quickly with the code that you use to download your free Cashmerette pattern. Now, just full disclosure, if you complete an all access purchase using my code, I do get a very small commission. A couple of people have asked me about labels, and I tend to just kind of pick a label based on however I'm feeling at that moment. I have some personalized labels that I don't use so often anymore because I'm kind of tired of them. And I just have collected various labels from different label sources. I've put different label sources I know of down below. Generally, I will try to install labels when I can put the facing or the lining down flat. Then I will use my big quilting ruler. I'll align the labels first, decide where I want them to go. And then I pull out a little fabric glue pen that I have. I can't remember what brand this is, but I'm going to put it down below. And I will just put a little glue on the back of each of the labels and set them in place the way that I want them to be. And then I just sew over them. And that's it. In this particular case, I used a care label. I bought a stack of these care labels several years ago, and I use them all the time. Very basic care instructions. Hand wash, line dry, cool iron. These are super helpful if I'm giving gifts to people and they won't know how to care for the fabric. But I will also often write the year and the size that I made on the back of that little care label. So I've got it. And also, if I was to decide to donate the garment, they will know what size it is. But that's all there is to it. I know that some people really pin their labels on. For me, I found that using glue is a little bit more accurate. Again, this is the Cashmerette Club Avola top, which I have made in cotton satin. And this is my holiday make for 2024. I do actually have some holiday print fabric, and if I have time, I might make something with that. But this is going to be the going out to party top for 2024. Thank you so much for watching my video. Take care, and I hope to see you soon.